the importance of good vision. Whether it's reading, driving, or playing sports, clear vision is essential. And we have all the bases covered, from annual eye exams and our full-service in-house optical department to advanced surgical procedures and management of serious eye diseases. Marietta Eye Clinic. 35 expert doctors and staff provide award-winning eye care. Pick from one of our 12 Atlanta area locations and schedule an appointment online at mariettaeye.com. Marietta Eye Clinic. Your vision is our priority.
Our story begins with Jackie going to work. She walks into the elevator thinking,
maybe I'll play my extreme scratcher. I could win up to $2 million.
That's the spirit. Scratch away. Hot diggity dog. You're up to your eyeballs in cash, Jackie. Oh no! The doors are opening!
Whoa, Jackie? Is that you under all that money?
Jackie doesn't work here anymore!
Cool as a cucumber. Play the extreme family of scratchers from the Georgia Lottery and win up to 2 million smackaroos. Play responsibly.
Back at the ballpark, lineup cards being exchanged right now. Braves and the Marlins ready to lock horns here in Grapefruit League action. And it's great to have you with us on a Thursday night alongside Charlie Culberson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. 63 degrees. Now, I know where a lot of you are tuning in from tonight. You'd welcome 63 degrees, but for us in the Grapefruit League, it's kind of cold. The wind is howling 20 to 30 miles an hour left to right, out to right field. Could be a tough day to get it out to left field. You get it up in the air to right field, it's probably going to fly. But no clouds in the sky. Beautiful blue evening as we flip the lights on for the first time this spring here at Cool Today Park. Time now for the starting lineups. And we'll start off with the visitors from Miami. They're managed by Clayton McCullough in his first season at the helm in Miami. The Marlins have 3 wins, 6 losses, and 2 ties this spring. And they'll lead it off with their shortstop, Xavier Edwards. Batting second, center fielder, Jesus Sanchez. And batting third, third baseman, Jonah Bride. Batting cleanup, first baseman, Matt Mervis. Hitting fifth, left fielder Griffin Conine. Batting sixth, right fielder Dane Myers. Hitting seventh, the catcher Liam Hicks. Batting eighth, second baseman.
There are lots of reasons to get excited for spring. Warmer weather, get-togethers, and now new spring arrivals from your favorite brands at Macy's. Even more exciting, refresh your beauty routine at our Buy More, Save More event. Pick up new skincare, makeup, and fragrances from Estee Lauder, Valentino, MAC, and more. And save $30 with every $150 you spend. The more you spend, the more you save. Don't wait. Beauty deals this good won't last long. Hurry into Macy's today. Savings off regular price beauty and fragrance. Exclusions apply.
Where'd you get those shoes? DSW has all the shoes you need for whatever you're into. You know, like running shoes that give new meaning to personal best. Or everyday sneakers that make coffee runs look cool. Basically, DSW has all the best styles from the brands that always get it right. Like Nike, Brooks, Timberland, and more. Oh yeah, did we mention they also happen to be the perfect price? Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store and DSW.com.
Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farah & Farah is to protect you when they don't.
Tampa.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Spring's in full swing on MLB Network. Turn on the most live sports.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe when you have that first night game or one of the first few, it's a sense of getting closer to the season. You know, you have most of all the starters out there. I would assume that everyone's, excited to get a few at-bats, and it feels more like a baseball game. So I know these guys are ready, but there's still some work to do.
Yeah, this is very much more like what we're used to once we get to the regular season. We'll have a few more night games between now and the end of the spring session. Again, a very windy night that went whipping in from left field and blowing out to right field. Ian Anderson looks to be ready. Again, this is his third spring training outing. Climbing into the left-hand batter's box, the switch hitter and shortstop Xavier Edwards. Ian Anderson is ready. Braves and Marlins. And now for the ball game. The first pitch misses outside, starting right on time at 6:05 Eastern. And the crowd continuing to file their way into the ballpark to take in the Braves and the Marlins tonight. 1-0 to Xavier Edwards. That'll be swung on, missed. And a 2-ball, no strike count. As far as Anderson goes, in his 2 previous outings, 1 win, 1 loss, a 1.93 ERA. Just 1 run allowed over 4 2/3 of an inning. Bearded right-hander brings a 1-1 pitch, missed a little bit low. And those numbers sound good, Charlie, but the number that he'd like to work on more than anything, 5 walks to 1 strikeout. And that all starts with fastball command, doesn't it?
Yeah, he has to get ahead with the fastball, and that's for everybody. Everyone wants to establish the heater and not be afraid of the strike zone, but it's all about understanding the release point and the feel of getting out there and throwing strikes. And sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. But Ian, that's a big thing for him.
That last pitch swung on a miss, making it a 2-2 count. See if he can start it off with a strikeout. He has just 1 of those at this point this spring. And the 2-2. Lifted in the air and foul, and still a 2-2 count. The last start for Ian was last Friday against these Marlins. He went 3 innings, no runs, no hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Didn't have any swings and misses. Hoping for more of that in this ball game. Here's the 2-2. Check swing, believe he went. He did. Strike 3, and there's a really good start. A strikeout for Ian Anderson to get it going. That'll bring Jesus Sanchez up to the plate. Fastball change, curve, and a slider for Ian Anderson. That fastball change playing off of each other is bread and butter. We'll see how the other pitches look as well. Here's Jesus Sanchez. Sanchez takes the ball outside, 1-0. Ian trying to make his way back to the big leagues. Last time he was in the big leagues was 2022. 1-0 pitches up and in, 2 balls and no strikes. He had Tommy John in 2023, and he was in the minor leagues all of last year, mostly at AAA. Here's the 2-0 pitch. A little bit outside, but you think about that operation for him, Charlie, that's a long road back to the big leagues and one that he feels like he's towards the end zone.
He had a long road, too, so early on in his career. He was so good early on, but I feel like I've seen him down here in Florida rehabbing so much.
3-0 in for a strike.
I just know that he's excited to be out. Obviously, I'm sure there's a little bit of pressure on him to come back and show the team and the fans that he's healthy and can get back to that form that he was at before.
3-1 in for a called strike. Able to dot the zone there, pushing the count to 3-2. No score, top of the first inning. Looking for back-to-back strikeouts, and the 3-2 on the way. Got him. Swung on, missed. Good stuff right there. Able to pull the string again. And back-to-back strikeouts for Ian Anderson. Looking sharp.
See right there, Ben? It just goes to show you that you don't have to throw the changeup in the dirt. Sometimes even 3-2, you can throw a changeup down the middle with 2 strikes. So it was a great pitch.
Jonah Bride takes the ball high. That's a really good point. I mean, and that's been an issue these first couple of outings for Ian, bouncing that changeup. That one was grooved right down the middle of the plate. Still got a swing and miss. 1-0 to Bride. In the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes.
And we all know the changeup's a fill pitch. But again, you don't have to be perfect with it. He's got such good arm speed with his changeup. Just throw it down the middle, and it's just a great change of speed.
2-0 pitch is low. 3 balls, no strikes. Went 3-0 to Jesus Sanchez. Battled back, struck him out. And looking to do the same right here. Righty-righty matchup. Anderson and Bride. 3-0 pitch nowhere near. Missed high with a fastball. So it's a 2-out walk to Bride. That'll bring Matt Mervis up to the plate. Mervis, their first baseman, hitting .286 this spring. Little pop at his bat's got a homer. Mervis swings it from the left side. Anderson, ball in a black glove, brings the pitch. That's a little bit low and inside.
So the last two at-bats, 2-0 changeups. So I know that's his pitch, and I'm sure he's probably trying to, fill that pitch out. But again, it's spring training too. He's working on things.
We know a little bit low and outside. Just by being around pitchers, and you tried your hand at pitching towards the end of your career, as far as a full arsenal of pitches goes, do you feel like the changeup is the one that comes the last in spring training, trying to get that feel of that pitch?
From my experience, it was something I had to work on the most to make sure I had that feel of that pitch.
2-0 pitch in the dirt.
I would assume it's different for everybody, and for guys that if that's their pitch, I feel like they can just roll out of bed and throw a changeup. But for guys that are trying to develop a new pitch, like for me when I was working on pitching, I really had to work on it, so it wasn't an easy one for me.
That makes sense. 3-0 pitch, inside ball 4. So back-to-back strikeouts to start the game, followed by back-to-back walks. 2 down for Griffin Conine. Anderson out to such a quick start with the back-to-back strikeouts, but he's walked Bride and Mervis and goes to work on Conine, and he'll take a called strike. First pitch fastball at 92 right there. Conine, 27 years old and son of Jeff Conine. His father, a legendary Marlin. 0-1 pitch. Missed low. The count even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Easier said than done, but throwing strikes is obviously the key for a pitcher. But if you're able to do that, you let this great defense behind you work.
There's the 1-1. A little bit off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, those guys have been just standing around out there. Not a single ball put in play.
Yeah, a lot of gold out there. A lot of guys that are very, very swift with the glove on defense. But it is a cold, chilly night too on the mound.
2-1, a chase and a miss. That one tailing away from him, and a 2-2 count.
I'm sure they would like some action too, to be able to move around a little bit more. Sometimes if you're just standing there, you get cold. These guys want to move too, but they're ready for whatever.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ian cuts it loose. And got him looking for strike 3. Fastball right at the bottom of the zone. So he faces 5 batters, not a single ball put in play, 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. We're underway. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Marlins nothing, and the Braves coming up when we come back.
There are lots of reasons to get excited for spring. Warmer weather, get-togethers, and now new spring arrivals from your favorite brands at Macy's. Even more exciting, refresh your beauty routine at our Buy More, Save More event. Pick up new skincare, makeup, and fragrances from Estee Lauder, Valentino, MAC, and more. And save $30 with every $150 you spend. The more you spend, the more you save. Don't wait. Beauty deals this good won't last long. Hurry into Macy's today. Savings off regular price beauty and fragrance. Exclusions apply.
Life doesn't stop after you've been involved in a car accident. You've got things to do and places to be. If your car is damaged, call Farah and Farah anytime, 7 days a week. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
But that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Life doesn't stop after you've been involved in a car accident. You've got things to do and places to be. If your car is damaged, call Farah and Farah anytime, 7 days a week. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is
Atlanta brand hot sauce, the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. Bring the
1-0 pitch on the way to Jerkson. Profar swinging it from the right side. Look out. That's a liner into the Braves dugout. Hopefully everybody's all right down there. Someone caught that one somewhere as they're going to check on a member of the coaching staff. Trainers gathered around there in the corner of the dugout. Action continues on the field. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That misses low. 97 on that fastball from Weathers. Two balls and a strike on Profar. And the 2-1. A little bit low and in. Outfield for the Marlins has Griffin Conine in left, Jesus Sanchez in center, and Dane Myers in right field. The catcher Liam Hendricks and Ryan Weathers on the mound. There's the 3-1. And that's low ball 4. Good eye by Profar. He's aboard. That'll bring Austin Riley up to the plate. Looking down there in the dugout, I think whomever was struck by that foul ball, I think everything's okay now. It seems like the attitude and tenor of the dugout has changed a bit. Austin Riley takes the ball low and inside. Well, that's scary anytime you get one coming in there that quickly, Charlie.
Yeah, well, there's so many guys in a dugout in spring training as it is, and you forget how close you are to the field.
Yeah.
Guys throwing hard, guys swinging the bat. Sometimes you could be paying attention, but it catches you off guard. Hopefully he's okay.
1-0 to Riley in there for a called strike.
I'd like to hear something loud right here, Ben. We haven't had any cracks with the bat and balls put in play yet, so I'd love to see something great from Austin.
Here's the 1-1. Now that skips to the backstop. Down to second base for Jerks and Profar. Yeah, reflecting back on the top of the first inning, Ian could have gone out there with Kurt Casale. He wouldn't have even needed any of his fielders.
That's wild. 2 quick outs, a couple walks. He was throwing a bullpen. It was a live. Right. It was a live VP.
Yeah,
didn't need a defense.
3 strikeouts and 2 walks in the top of the first inning. Now a 2-1 count for Riley with a runner at second base and the 2-1 pitch. In for a called strike. Fastball 97. Weathers is 6'1". He's 230. Well, now that's the measurement that they gave us from a year ago. Last season, they had him at 6'1", 230. He is not 230 anymore. In fact, he went to a full-on diet for his entire offseason. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That'll miss low. The full-on carnivore diet, wasn't it?
Carnivore, yeah. I've never done that, but I love meat.
I do, too. It sounds like a good diet. Well, it worked out for Weathers. He dropped 20 pounds. And, Charlie, just watching him out there on the mound, he looks like a completely different guy.
He does. I mean, I've seen him in person, seen him on the field early on, but he's still got a lively fastball, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's been 97, 98. 3-2 pitch. Low and in ball 4. Back-to-back walks given up by Ryan Weathers. And it seems like both of these pitchers are trying to figure out exactly what Clint Bondrak's strike zone is. So Weathers, 6'1", 210. Left-hander from Loretto, Tennessee. He's 25 years old and making just his second start of the spring. Gave up no runs in 2 innings in his previous outing. And also in that previous outing, just 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. He's walked 2 batters in this game. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is outside.
Well, Ben, we've yet to have anything put in play, so both sides have not needed their defense so far. Pretty crazy.
It is. And I think there's just a period early in this game where both batteries are trying to figure out exactly what the strike zone is and isn't. A moment ago on the ball 4 pitch to Austin Riley, Weathers wasn't all too pleased with the non-call on the 3-2 from Clint Bondrak.
Well, that just shows you, too, if you're not around the zone, it's going to be tough to get those close pitches called for you. So you got to be able to throw strikes, and if you throw one close and it's maybe just off, that umpire might give you the call right there.
Left-on-left matchup, Weathers and Olson. Runners at first and second, no one out. Olson takes a called strike. For Weathers.
and MLB.com. And MLB.com.
It's time to say hello, baseball, as spring training continues on MLB Network. Get an in-depth look at every club with daily coverage all the way to opening day. Check in with the players. Check out the new rosters. Plus, the most live spring training games anywhere. Smile. It's already spring on MLB Network. Live games continue. Presented by Best Western. Go to MLBNetwork.com for schedule and channel number.
Inning. Well, this ball game started a little over 20 minutes ago. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. The new pitcher is the right-hander Nigel Belgrave, 6'4", 195 out of the University of Maryland. And Belgrave is making his third appearance this spring. He's gone an inning and a third, scoreless. He hasn't given up a hit, no walks, 2 strikeouts. So the 22-year-old Nigel Belgrave on the mound trying to get the Marlins through the bottom of the first inning. Bases loaded for Ozzie. And now time called. Ozzie came to the plate, stepping into the right-hand batter's box against the lefty Weathers. Now the righty Belgrave is out there, so Ozzie swings it around to the left-hand batter's box. Pitch to Ozzie. A little bit low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
It was so funny, Ben. The other day I had to ace my son in the batting cages, hitting off a machine, and he just started imitating certain guys. Well, Ozzie was his favorite player. So he's hitting like Ozzie from both sides, and it was a blast.
1-0 pitch, and Ozzie smokes one out to second. Played on the short hop. They go to second for 1, over to first, and they're able to pick up 2. Well, Otto Lopez played that on a very short hop and started up the 4-6-3 double play. And in just a couple of pitches, Belgrave gets the Marlins through it. So the Braves are denied. We head to the top of the second, no score.
Remember the good old days when baseball in Atlanta was an adventure? Give yourself 48 hours.
Macy's Herald Square is New York's most iconic store. And now, there's something you have to see for yourself. Macy's Shops at the Square, a limited-time pop-up experience where you can indulge in everything from Strawbarrow's viral Dubai chocolate-covered strawberries to customizable statement jewelry from Little Words Project and more. Plus, stop in for a free beauty consult and personal stylist session. With Macy's Shops at the Square, Herald Square is more than a place to shop. It's a destination on 34th and Broadway.
Where'd you get those shoes? DSW has all the shoes you need for whatever you're into. You know, like running shoes that give new meaning to personal best. Or everyday sneakers that make coffee runs look cool. Basically, DSW has all the best styles from the brands that always get it right. Like Nike, Brooks, Timberland, and more. Oh yeah, did we mention they also happen to be the perfect price? Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store and DSW.com.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa. Life doesn't stop after you've been involved in a car accident. You've got things to do and places to be. If your car is damaged, call Farah and Farah anytime, 7 days a week. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco.
Hi. Chilly night here in Southwest Florida. Expecting temperatures to reach the upper 50s tonight. There's Dane Myers. Myers bounces one to third, backhanded right by the bag by Riley. Strong throw across, good scoop by Matt Olson. That's in time for the out. Not an easy play on either side of the diamond, but Riley and Olson both team up to make it out number 1.
Well, they both make it look so easy. You know, I feel like as an infielder, especially this team, you got a guy like Matt Olson over there at first base. You don't have to be perfect with it, Ben. Just throw it over there. He's going to find a way to catch the ball. It's pretty awesome to watch.
Yeah, big target. Just get it in the general vicinity. And he's going to find a way to haul it in.
There's a reason why he's got gold glove on his glove right now. So he's worked really hard, and he's fun to watch.
Liam Hicks, the batter. Hicks takes a ball high. Both teams got multiple base runners on in the first inning due to walks, but neither team able to score. 1-0 bounce foul. That'll be barehanded by their first base coach, Tyler Smarslock. Brand new coaching staff here with Miami. Clayton McCullough, his first season as the manager of the Marlins, coming over from the Dodgers, where he was the first base coach. Liam Hicks takes a ball up and in. Blake Lally, their third base coach. Two balls and a strike on Liam Hicks. He's their catcher. And he'll send one to the left side of the infield past a lunging Orlando Arcia. Out of base hit into left field. Just out of the reach of Orlando. That's the first hit of the game for either team. Otto Lopez will climb in. Braves had an off day yesterday. You don't get too many off days in spring training, do you?
You don't, but a lot of the starters, they kind of get off days, but full off days, it's always nice to be able to back it up with the night game.
Yeah, that's great. It kind of feels like a day and a half to 2 days, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, these guys that are on the field now, they plan on playing every single day. You know, that's kind of the key for them is they want to play every day, and so if they can get a day off in spring training somewhat early on and play a night game the next day, it almost feels like 2 days.
Here's the 0-1 on the way to Otto Lopez, and he hit him. Came up and in with a fastball. On the radar, on the video board out there, they got the velocity of the pitch, and they also have exit velocity. They had that coming off his back at 14 miles an hour. So, you know, they got him pretty good if it came off of him at 14 miles an hour.
Well, usually when it sticks and almost just drops, that one kind of shot off to the third base dugout a little bit, but yeah, when it doesn't matter how hard it is or how soft it is. If it hits and sticks, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, it's never nice. Hernandez takes a called strike. Yeah, the last time the Braves were on the field was Tuesday afternoon. Had a home game against the Twins, and then off yesterday, and then a night game tonight. So a good little breather right here in the middle of spring training. 0-1 to Hernandez. Check swing, they appeal, and he did go, says Marvin Hudson down at first base. Back to day games tomorrow. Got a trip down to Fort Myers tomorrow to see the Twins.
I feel like I brought the cold weather from Atlanta.
I think you did.
It was nice and warm, and then you think you come to sunny Florida, it's going to be nice and warm here, but yeah, it's brought the wind down.
Ian Zotu bounced up there, 1-2. This is the first time I had to break out sleeves.
I'm glad I brought my quarter zip.
Yeah, this is quarter zip weather for sure.
It is.
First and second, one down. Scoreless game at the top of the second, Braves and Marlins. Here's the 1-2. Struck him out. Big lunge there. It's the fourth strikeout by Ian Anderson, which is a great sign. He had just one in his first 2 outings this spring. Went slider down and away, and able to get Hernandez lunging for it. So back to the top of the order to Xavier Edwards. Edwards takes a ball low. Edwards got introduced to that Ian Anderson changeup in the first inning.
Yeah, when that changeup's on, again, if you don't have to throw it in the dirt or just down all the time. It's if you have really good arm speed like he does, especially working off that four-seam fastball that kind of plays up a little bit, you just have to throw it down the middle.
1-0, softly touched out to second base. On the other end, Ozzy's got it, sends it over to first base. And the broken bat rollout into the top of the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the second. No score.
Hi. Sorry. Did I startle you? When you're used to hearing a certain type of commercial, something like this can, well, take you by surprise. That's kind of how it is with the Lexus RX.
There are lots of reasons to get excited for spring. Warmer weather, get-togethers, and now new spring arrivals from your favorite brands at Macy's. Even more exciting, refresh your beauty routine at our Buy More, Save More event. Pick up new skincare, makeup, and fragrances from Estee Lauder, Valentino, MAC, and more. And save $30 with every $150 you spend. The more you spend, the more you save. Don't wait. Beauty deals this good won't last long. Hurry into Macy's today. Savings off regular price beauty and fragrance. Exclusions apply.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Tampa.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
Winning!
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
"Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there."
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike.
Second time the Braves have seen the Marlins this spring. Michael Harris takes a strike. Ryan Weathers back out on the mound. He went a third of an inning in the first, walked 3 batters. They took him out. Now they send him back out there for a clean inning. One to Harris, a little bit low and outside. It's Harris, Arcia, and Kelnick here in the bottom of the second. One to Harris. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Wouldn't we all love just to see a healthy Michael Harris this year?
A full campaign. Watching him roam center field.
He is so good. He is so much fun to watch.
1-2 on the way to Harris. Softly tapped out to the left side of the infield. A long way from home, the third baseman Bride ranges to his left, clubs and throws, and gets Michael Harris. Oh, and like we saw last year, Charlie, when he comes out, of course, you lost Acuna as well. I mean, it was a patchwork outfield. And if you can have your center fielder healthy, I mean, that answers so many questions about your outfield. And then once you get Acuna back and you'll have Profar out there, that'll be a stout outfield left to right.
Yeah, it's always great to have those guys out there, but it's a great time to have other guys step up and see what they can do as well.
Ball low and inside to Arcio, 1-0.
You know, having a guy like Eli White, I had a chance to play with, a good friend of mine, but we talked about him earlier. He's so athletic and so versatile. Having a guy like him on your bench, I think will be huge for Atlanta this year.
Arcia takes a strike. He could do anything. Talking about Eli.
He really can, and I think he's up for it. And, you know, if you're in a position like that, you have to be up for anything. But he's willing to do it, and whatever he has to do for this team, he's going to do it.
1-1 to Arcia. Low and outside, 2-1.
Still on a base. I mean, he's so athletic, and I feel like that's what's hurt him a little bit, getting injured because he's all over the field.
Ball low and in, 3-1.
I'd also like to see Orlando Arcia have a good bounce back year this year. You know, we saw a big year production-wise from him in 2023, but, you know, we've seen him do it before. Let's see him do it again.
3-1 in for a called strike, 3-2. How many gloves do you think Eli White brings with him to the park?
He's got to have 5 or 6 now, right?
Yeah.
I might have to talk to him. Hey, make sure you have a catcher's mitt just in case. But it's fun. It's fun to be able to be a guy that can, you know, carry around all the gloves just in case.
Here's the payoff pitch. Garcia hangs alive, fouling one back. Good cut at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
And also, too, Ben, when you have a healthy team out there, all the starters are healthy and doing well, it allows other guys in the bottom of the order, or even on the bench, to kind of feed off of that. And so I feel like that's what we need for this Braves team this year.
3-2, broken bat Tapper out to third, taken on the second bounce by Jonah Bride, and his throw across in time, 2 down. Well, after what we saw last season start to finish, if there's any team that is due health, a healthy season, it'd be the Braves after losing just about everybody a year ago. Need that to balance back out and have a fully healthy season start to finish. Already one injury this spring as Sean Murphy will be out 4 to 6 weeks with a cracked rib. Jared Kelenic takes the ball high.
Well, that's what they tell you early on in spring training. When Snicker, brings the whole team in, it's like, we're going to have everyone on board and be a part of this team in this winning season this year.
1-0 to Kelenic, fouled off.
And that's true. It's you're not going to win with just 26 guys. It might take 40, 45, 50 guys. At some point in the season, somebody's name's going to get called upon from AAA or wherever it may be to come up, fill a spot, and do your job. And those are fun to allow people to surprise an organization.
Kelenic takes the ball outside.
Nice snag right there by Kelenic.
It was in the dirt. Liam Hendricks deflected it up in the air, and then Jared just snagged it out of the air. 2 balls and a strike on Kelenic. Base is empty, 2 down. Weathers fires. Kelenic takes the ball low.
Probably not the easiest at bat for him, but this is an at bat that he needs. He wants to be able to face a tough, hard-throwing lefty to show Snicker and the team that he can do it.
Work to hitters count. 3-1 foul off.
I feel like Jared probably felt a lot of weight on his shoulders last year. Being able to play a lot, had a really good start to the season, kind of tailed off towards the end. But, when a lot of guys are hurt, you feel like you got to do a little bit more.
Payoff pitch. Strike 3. He thought it was ball 4, and Clint Bondrak rings up Jared. And a disgusted Jared Kelenic just takes off his batting gloves and shakes his head. Braves go down to 1-2-3. We go to the top of the third, no score.
Hey, Braves fans, Onward Reserve is your hometown team for top-line casual sportswear. Whether you're out on the golf course, going to...
There are lots of reasons to get excited for spring. Warmer weather, get-togethers, and now new spring arrivals from your favorite brands at Macy's. Even more exciting, refresh your beauty routine at our Buy More, Save More event. Pick up new skincare, makeup, and fragrances from Estee Lauder, Valentino, MAC, and more. And save $30 with every $150 you spend. The more you spend, the more you save. Don't wait. Beauty deals this good won't last long. Hurry into Macy's today. Savings off regular price beauty and fragrance. Exclusions apply.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa. Life doesn't stop after you've been involved in a car accident. You've got things to do and places to be. If your car is damaged, call Farah and Farah anytime, 7 days a week. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run. And the Cardinals.
On April the 4th. That'll be a 3-game series, and that'll start up the home. Phillies come to town after that. There's a called strike on Jesus Sanchez. Braves won the season series against Miami last year, 9-4. That's been a common theme. 0-1 pitch, bouncer to the right of the mound. Ozzie backhands at second, gathers and throws one down. How about this? The last time the Braves lost the season series to the Marlins, they have to go back to 2014. So they've had their number for the better part of a decade.
Yeah, I don't think Miami loves playing the Braves, do they?
They've been turned into fish sticks for the last 10 years when they face the Braves.
Fish sticks. I like that one. I like that. And they know it, too. They know it. It's always tough to come in and play this team. Atlanta Braves have been good for a long time.
Jonah Bride takes the ball low and outside. And I get to the end of every season, and I look around at the division winners, and this was particularly the case for the Braves in that 6-year run where they won 6 straight. The thing that those first-place teams have in common, I feel universally, here's a 1-0 pitch. That's in for a called strike. They always beat up the teams at the bottom of the division. They don't let some team get them half the time that shouldn't get them. I mean, they take care of business against those teams they're supposed to beat. 1-1 to Bride, misses low and inside. Braves had a year during that 6-year run where I want to say they won 15 of 19 versus the Marlins. That's a great way to stockpile a bunch of wins by taking care of business against the 4th and 5th place teams in your division.
Yeah, it's a mentality thing as well.
2-1, check swing, tapper back to the mound. Ian's got it. Underhand toss to the bag, 2 down.
And that's what separates a good team from the rest. A really good team knows that, you know, they go into a certain place, a certain city, you know, you can't let up. And so in Miami, that's a cool park. You know, it's a great park to play in. And I feel like a lot of the Braves guys do really well there. So it doesn't matter who they're playing. Your mentality should always be, we got to focus on this game, this series, and not look ahead.
2 down from Mervis. That'll miss low. So regardless of how high the team might be, you got to keep that mentality regardless of the opponent.
Well, and it's a long season, too. There's going to be times where, you know, you might tune in and, you know, a really good team loses to the White Sox like last year. It's just part of it. That's just baseball. And for so many games, it's going to happen.
Mervis sends one back and foul, 1-1.
But again, the really good teams separate themselves. They stick to their plan. They stick to their routine, and they just don't let up. And that's just part of watching a really good team day in and day out perform. And those are the ones that rise to the top at the end of the season.
Here's a 1-1. Swung on, missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That pitch right there by Ian, it's always really good to see a guy, you know, chase that elevated fastball. Now he's up 1-2. That's going to allow him to expand the zone even more and use his pitches, you know, more effectively. And so with that strike zone kind of lowering a little bit, he's got to work on, you know, certain pitches and other pitches in his repertoire.
1-2, pulled out to first, sliding stop back to the bag by Matt Olson, and he tosses to the bag. Ian's there for out number 3. Dazzling play at first base by Matt Olson, sliding to his left. And that's a 1-2-3, top of the 3rd inning. We head to the bottom of the 3rd, no score.
The baseball stars of Atlanta are down in Northport training to take their game to the next level. You could also be getting ready to take your career to the next level with a professional MBA from Kennesaw State University. Why the KSU MBA? Because the average salary increase for the KSU Executive MBA program is 20% after graduation.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
Winning.
No, seriously. Shut the front door. We own this house now.
but you actually need to say,
"Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there."
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Macy's Herald Square is New York's most iconic store, and now there's something you have to see for yourself. Macy's Shops at the Square, a limited-time pop-up experience where you can indulge in everything from Strawbarrow's viral Dubai chocolate-covered strawberries to customizable statement jewelry from Little Words Project and more. Plus, stop in for a free beauty consult and personal stylist session. With Macy's Shops at the Square, Herald Square is more than a place to shop, it's a destination on 34th and Broadway.
Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farah & Farah is to protect you when they don't.
Tampa,
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals.
I know that we're excited to have you in the booth. We're not the only ones. You just got a face in between innings from somebody else who's happy to have you in the booth tonight. Here's the 0-1. Sally takes the ball low and in.
It's always nice to know that there are a few people, tuning in to listen to the game. But yeah, Jeffrey Cord just FaceTimed me and gave me that big smile and told me to keep going.
Here's a 1-1. That'll be chopped foul. Family tuning in tonight?
I believe so. Ace, my son's got at baseball practice. Well, let's see. My oldest is at dance until late, and then my youngest, I think she's probably running around the park watching Ace at baseball, but she's probably running and playing.
Man, they're busier than you are. 1-2 pitch fouled off.
This almost seems like time off for me. Even though I love it. I love being able to be there, to be a dad, be a husband, and be able to be at all my kids' events and, take them to and from. But it's always nice to hear people that have supported you and will continue to do that. And a guy like Frank Core to be able to help me out along the way, it's really nice. It means a lot, honestly.
Yeah, good one to learn from. Time called by Clint Bondrak, home plate umpire. No score, bottom of the third. Lefty Weathers brings the 1-2 pitch to Casale. And Casale fouls one back. Casale knows about Weathers. He caught him last year as Casale was with the Marlins.
He knew to swing away first pitch. Yeah, he knows a guy's got a live arm like that, a good fastball. Hey, I'm going to jump on the first heater I can see.
Again, the 1-2. Swung on, missed. Went down and in with a slider. Second strikeout for Weathers. And here in this second tour of duty by Weathers, he's been a little bit more in control. He started the game, walked the first three batters he faced, was taken out of the game. And then Belgrave came on to finish the first inning, and then Weathers went back out there. And he's been 4 up, 4 down since then. Profar takes a called strike.
It's kind of the case for both sides, right, Ben? It was, a lot of walks, 5 walks in the first inning for both guys, and then they both kind of settled down and they started really pitching.
1-1, swung on, missed. Profar lunging for that breaking ball, and he's down 0-2. Weathers swivels, kicks, and fires. 0-2 low and inside.
It's the arm speed, Ben. The really good pitchers keep that arm speed, fast and consistent, the same as the fastball. It's what sells a really good pitch, and sometimes you don't have to be perfect with it. If you just keep that arm speed the same, that's what's going to help you out.
1-2 in the air to right field. Dane Myers going to jog in, looks up into the Florida sky, makes the catch. 2 down here in the third inning. Bad in the hands of Austin Riley.
Is it just me, or does Austin look better each year in a uniform?
Every year. Yeah, you're right.
I say that as a friend and say that because I'm a fan of Austin, but every year he looks like a ball player. I mean, he is a ball player. He's a great ball player, but he's put together.
Good swing there. Fouls one back. He's turned up the heat here in the last week. Hit a home run over the visitors' bullpen in left center the other day. There's been splitting gaps here left and right lately. No score in the third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Riley takes one a touch high. Weathers still 97-98 with a fastball and doing it easily.
I would say that's dad's strength. I think he's had that strength for his whole life.
That's right. Here's a 1-1. Low and in. Father of 2 now.
Father of 2. You got to catch up, though, Austin. But he's a lot younger than I am, too, so I'm sure they're doing just fine.
2-1 from Weathers. Riley strikes one way up into the air, slicing towards foul ground to right field. And that's into the seats and on that concourse deep down the way above the seating bowl in right field. 2-2 on Riley. Weathers brings it. Riley swings and misses. Went down and in with a slider. And all of a sudden, Weathers has it figured out. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings for him. We played 3. We enter the top of the 4th. Still no score.
At Marietta Eye Clinic, we understand the importance of good vision. Whether it's reading, driving, or playing sports, clear vision is essential. And we have all the bases covered, from annual eye exams and our full...
There are lots of reasons to get excited for spring. Warmer weather, get-togethers, and now new spring arrivals from your favorite brands at Macy's. Even more exciting, refresh your beauty routine at our Buy More, Save More event. Pick up new skincare, makeup, and fragrances from Estee Lauder, Valentino, MAC, and more. And save $30 with every $150 you spend. The more you spend, the more you save. Don't wait. Beauty deals this good won't last long. Hurry into Macy's today. Savings off regular price beauty and fragrance. Exclusions apply.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa. If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Tampa.
It's time to say hello, baseball, as spring training returns to MLB Network. Turn on the most live coverage from pitchers and catchers reporting all the way to opening day. Check in with the players. Check out the new rosters with previews of all 30 clubs in 15 days. Plus, the most live spring training games anywhere. Smile. It's already spring on MLB Network. Coverage continues through opening day. Go to MLBNetwork.com.
Griffin Conine leading it off for the Marlins. Here in the top of the 4th. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Conine takes a called strike. By the way, you're talking about taking care of business against the Marlins when you get a chance to face them or any team towards the bottom of your division over the course of a season. No one misses low. I was looking it up. You did your part. You're a career .297 hitter against Miami.
Thanks for making me feel good.
Had some good swings against Miami.
But I tell you what, though, it's when you're on a good team that's doing really well against certain teams, you just feed off of that energy as well.
1-1 in the air, lazily down the left field line. Heading that direction, Profar, going back Riley. And it's Austin's ball as he makes the catch halfway down the left field line. Long way to go to get to that one.
Yeah, it was a good play, especially with all that wind. And that's the thing about, really good defenders, guys that have played really high in defense for a long time. They know that the wind's going to push that ball back in towards the field. And Riley's so good over there. If he was going to keep going until he caught it or until RC or Profar called him off. So it's just a really good play.
Dane Myers takes ball low and outside.
Yeah, back to my .297 average.
What made you want to revisit that?
Yeah, I guess just to finish my thought there. But again, it truly is one of those things where if you have a good game plan and other guys do really well, it's hard to see one person or two people do really well against a certain team throughout the course of the year. Usually, if you have good success, especially from a win-loss standpoint, there's a lot of guys that are doing their part.
2-0 pitch is high. That's the great thing about baseball. It's not just the one or two guys every single night, is it?
Right, and that's what good teams do. They have a lot of guys. They have plenty of guys on the bench that can come in and help.
3-0 pitch. Up and in, ball 4.
But it also helps, too, Ben, when you are surrounded by other really good hitters. I'm not going to say that I was getting pitches right down the middle all the time, but when you're surrounded by really good hitters, guys that have really good approaches, that's going to help me out, and that's going to help other guys out, that's going to help these guys out on the field. When there's guys that are hot from 1 through 9, whoever comes in, they got the advantage.
Liam Hicks takes ball low.
Because that opposing pitcher, it's really tough mentally for them to navigate through a really tough lineup, especially a healthy Braves lineup. When you got Acuna at the top, they're like locked in and focused from pitch 1. They can't make a mistake.
1-0 to Hicks. That's high, 2-0.
And so sometimes those guys are kind of probably drained, even though that they know, what they want to do to execute versus certain hitters throughout a lineup, but it's hard to do over a course of a full game.
Yeah, the mental demand of that, if nothing else. 2-0 pitches low, 3-0. That'll grind you down.
But then as a hitter, you got to stay within your approach and know what you can do if you like to swing early in the count or whatever it may be, and know what he does in pitches when he likes to when he misses pitches. Like, you got to be ready to hit. You can't just be sitting around waiting on a certain pitch. So you have to do your part and your prep for that game.
3-0 in for a strike. Top of the zone fastball, 3-1. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Marlins. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Braves. As we're at the top of the 4th inning, runner at first, 1 down. 3-1 from Anderson in the dirt ball 4. So he had not walked anyone since the back-to-back walks in the 1st inning. And now back-to-back walks allowed by Ian here in the 4th inning. Braves had Iñigo de los Santos tossing a moment ago, and he's about to hear his name called. Brian Snitker on a night where he needs a hoodie, where it's pretty chilly here in the ballpark tonight. Walks out there to the mound, claps his hands, takes the ball from Ian Anderson. And I think you'll look back on this, of the 3 outings we've seen from Ian Anderson, and say this was the outing that was his best of the 3. And he had some stretches where he was extremely sharp, but still fighting the...
If your car's been totaled in a crash, you're entitled to collect what it retails for on the lot. But if insurance companies don't offer what you deserve, we are here to keep them honest. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Can't get enough baseball? Start streaming MLB Network today. Get up to 15 out-of-market games a week live on any device. Plus 24/7 access to MLB Network's award-winning shows, including live game look-in.
Not the case for Ian. This is a lot more than just his 3rd spring outing, given the fact that he was minor leagues last year trying to bounce back from Tommy John. So this is still pretty fresh stuff. I mean, 3 outings isn't a whole lot. He's not going to be where the typical starter might be, who was healthy last year through just 3 outings in spring training, is he?
No, he's not, but I feel like it's a win for Ian Anderson to be on the mound pitching tonight.
Yeah.
And for him to have started 3 times so far this spring, it's like, this is a win. Even though he might not be super, excited about the line with all the walks, but he threw enough pitches, and I feel like he was able to pitch your guys on base. And so, for me, I feel like that is a win for Ian Anderson tonight.
Another step forward. 1st and 2nd for Otto Lopez. The first pitch from Iñigo de los Santos will miss low. 1 ball and no strikes. De los Santos, fastball, slider, changeup. 1-0 pitch, that'll be fouled back. Let's try this again. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Atlanta Braves Spring Training Baseball.
Atlanta's only home for Braves spring training. WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The home of the Braves, the Fan.
1-1 to Lopez. Line drive. Caught it short by Arcia. Throws to second, and they double off Dane Myers for the double play. Outstanding play by Orlando, as he was able to stab that line drive to his right, and that ends the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. No score.
The Braves and Harris Cherokee Casinos want to give you the spring training trip of a lifetime. Enter now for a shot to win the spring training trip jackpot presented by Harris Cherokee Casinos. Just visit Braves.com/Harris before March 7th.
Life doesn't stop after you've been involved in a car accident. You've got things to do and places to be. If your car is damaged, call Farah and Farah anytime, 7 days a week. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
And also the University of Iowa, former second-round pick of the Padres. Olsen called strike 0-1. Mazer this spring, 2 appearances, 3 innings, a run, and 2 hits allowed. And he is the 3rd pitcher used by Clayton McCullough tonight. A 1 off the plate. Check swing, the appeal. Ryan Wills spreads the wings down the third base line, 1-1. Mazer, right-hander, coming over from San Diego. 1-1 low and inside. He made his debut last year and made just 8 appearances. Didn't go all that well for him. Came away with a 7.5 ERA. So he'd like to work on that this season. 2-1 to Olsen. Low and in, 3-1.
Still only 23 years old. It's pretty impressive.
Good live arm. 3-1 fouled back by Olsen.
I think you'd want that one back. But maybe save some of those for the season, Matty.
Looking forward to another big campaign for Matt Olsen. 3-2. Hard hit ball out to first. Backhanded out there by Matt Mervis. Underhand toss to the bag. And Mazer is there. And one away here in the 4th inning. Folks, keep your vehicle sparkling clean this spring at Tidal Wave Auto Spa, the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves. Experience clean car shine worthy of the major leagues at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. And that's the Braves fans' go-to car wash destination. One down for Ozuna. Ozuna pops one up. Should be playable. Foul ground. Mervis and Hicks both there. It's Mervis's ball. Just about overran it. Makes the catch halfway between the baseline and the dugout. And 2 down. See, Tidal Wave got it's a big complex. You can't get your truck stuck in there. You've had experience of that, huh?
I have. One time I tried to take my truck through, and I've been able to do it a few times. Not at Tidal Wave, though. Not at Tidal Wave, but if you have a truck with bigger tires on it, you got to watch out. You might need to ask them before, like, hey, am I going to get stuck in here or not? But I would assume 10, 15 years later, after it happened to me, they might have adjusted their tracks.
I'd imagine so. I'd hope so.
Because ever since that one time I got stuck, I haven't taken my truck back through. That's why it's just dirty all the time.
All the time, yeah. Here's 1-0 pitch. So you'll take a ball outside.
And I also don't really have a lot of time at the house to go wash my truck. So
you need to treat yourself and get into Tidal Wave.
Well, maybe I need to talk to Tidal Wave.
Yeah, once you get back in town, there's a 2-0 pitch. Ozzie takes ball outside. This is your first of 2 stints down here with us, isn't it?
This is, yeah. Quick trip this first time around, just one night. A night game, day game, then I'll finish off spring training the last 2 games with you, Ben.
All right.
I'm free, I'll go out west for a while. Is that right?
Yeah, we're going to be out there a while, man. We'd finish up in the Grapefruit League, and then we'll head out to Phoenix and play 2 exhibitions at the Cubs spring training facility before we start the season in San Diego. 3-0 pitch in for a strike, and then it's off to L.A. after that. So once we finish here, it'll still be a week and a half before we get back home. I was talking to Snit about that the other day. 3-1 is outside. There's a 2-out walk. And Snit was saying, I love this. He said, I wish we started out west all the time. Because, number one, you go ahead and check off a long West Coast road trip right out of the box. It's done. And then early April, you know the weather out there is going to be great. You don't have to worry about going somewhere really cold.
That is true, and you're going out and playing good teams to start.
Right.
So you kind of check off a few boxes on that first trip.
Michael Harris with a check swing. He went 0-1.
Ben, do you like breakfast?
Oh, yeah. Huge breakfast.
Have you been to Phoenix yet?
For a breakfast place in Phoenix?
Or Scottsdale?
Yeah, I've been to
Butters.
I haven't been to Butters.
You got to go to Butters.
I've been to Breakfast Club.
Okay, Breakfast Club is good.
The one is inside. See, that's the thing. When we get you out on the road this season, you speak my language with a breakfast. Jay, Chad, and these other guys, he'll sleep till 11 o'clock. I got to get up and go get the breakfast.
I was always the one to wake up early, and I love to walk outside, but I like getting breakfast. But Butters, in my opinion, by far, is the best restaurant in the country.
Really?
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm a breakfast guy.
Yeah.
Buttermilk pancakes, omelets, whole hog omelet, coffee, fresh squeezed orange juice.
Oh,
so Butters.
All right.
Please put it on your list to do.
I'll make it happen.
All right.
There's a 1-1 pitch on the way to Michael Harris. Harris hits a deep drive to left field. Griffin Conine looking up. He's under it and makes the catch out in deep left. So the Braves get a 2-out walk, but that's it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We roll into the top of the 5th. Still no score.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on
the prostate. It's time for some straight talk about it. Prostate cancer is the 2nd leading cancer killer of men. All men aged 45 and older should be screened. Those with a family history of prostate cancer and African American men should be screened at age 40. KCUC has the most board-certified prostate specialist on staff. We treat the most prostate cancer in the metro. See the experts at Kansas City Urology Care. At KCUC, you see the best in KC. To make an appointment, visit kcuc.com.
Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farah & Farah is to protect you when they don't.
Tampa.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Spring's in full swing on MLB Network. Turn on the most live spring training games anywhere. Then recap today's news and highlights on MLB Tonight as the best.
Because every time I go to San Francisco and go to Sears, they know that I'm with the Braves, and is Charlie Culberson on this trip?
That means I've eaten there a lot.
That's right.
Well, they're so nice out there. And it was really close to the hotel.
It was. Hernandez swings and misses. They know you on a first-name basis at Sears and San Francisco.
But you know what, Ben? It's always nice to go to different places, meet people. A lot of really nice people out there. Just nice to get to know somebody that you might not have done it before, you know.
Oh, one misses low. Yeah, exactly.
Very easy to say hello and ask how someone's doing and just check in. And I think that means a lot. And when they have good food and great service, I'm going to keep coming back.
Yeah, that's one of the good ones for sure on the road. Here's the 1-1 to Heriberto Hernandez. That swung on, missed.
It's a really lively fastball from De Los Santos. He's a big guy on the mound too, and a little unorthodox throwing, kind of falling off a little bit. Somewhat of a lower slot from the right side. Not a comfortable at bat for a righty.
Not comfortable at all for Hernandez. He swings and misses at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball and strikes out for the first out here in the 5th inning. De Los Santos, 6'3", 240. He's from the Dominican. 29 years old, and he's bounced around. Phillies, Guardians, Padres, White Sox, Pirates, Yankees. That's because that arm is so lively. Xavier Edwards, the batter. He swings and misses at a heater.
Yeah, I appreciate a guy that can bounce around and keep going. And, 29 years old, I would assume he's got a lot of life left in that arm, but it shows you some guys just love it, and some guys are going to continue to keep at it and, you know, keep trying to make a name for themselves and stick.
Ground ball to third, lunging left and gloving Riley. Throws over at first base for the out. 2 away here in the top of a scoreless 5th inning.
Those are the little things on that play, Ben, with Austin. Obviously, with the lefty up, he's going to shade over to the shortstop a little bit more. But, you know, playing third base, and obviously Austin's one of the better third basemen in the league. It's all about positioning, and he knows how to position against these hitters.
Sanchez takes the ball low and outside.
And then he can go back to shortstop on a shift and play some shortstop for you.
With all the different positions that you played on the diamond, and of all the things that you have to learn to be good in the field, how challenging is that to know how to learn positioning and where to play? It'll miss up and in.
Well, it helps when you're able to watch the guys that play every day. If you're able to just kind of watch them and kind of how they go about, you know, shifting and adjusting to certain hitters, that helped me out tremendously as a guy that didn't play every day.
2-0 deep down the left field line in the air, slicing towards the pole, and that is a foul ball.
But I feel like third base was probably the one position that was the hardest to learn, but once you got it, and again, it's a lot about positioning off these hitters and what your pitchers are throwing. But if you were to just go and play third base once every couple weeks, it's a really hard thing to do.
Yeah. 2-1, comebacker off the shoe of De Los Santos. One ups to Ozzie. He's got it, wings it to first, and a nice backhanded stop by Olsen at first base. How'd that happen? 1-4-3 on that putout. Very impressive all the way around. And that ends the top of the 5th inning. No runs, hits, or errors, none left. We're halfway home. We enter the bottom of the 5th, no score.
Everything changes with the passage of time. One generation takes the place of the next. Businesses come.
Before you accept an insurance settlement for damage to your car, think about this. An accident stays on your car's history permanently, whether it was repaired or not. And if you try to sell it, a potential buyer can easily look it up and try to offer you less. That's diminished value. That's value you're entitled to. Value we fight for. Put our experience to work for you. Farah and Farah. Tampa.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run. And the Cardinals.
Than Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you under the lights. And a good crowd here tonight. There's a called strike on Arcia. Looking down into the seats, I'm seeing folks in jackets and hoodies and long sleeves, a few blankets down there. Not what we're used to seeing here in the Grapefruit League, but a chilly night here in South Sarasota County. Pitch or miss there.
Yeah, I guess we're not able to say a whole lot, are we, Ben? We got a little coverage on a few sides.
Yeah, we're
looking out a window.
Looking out the window here in the booth. Got our sleeves on. There's a 1-1. Hard hit ball out to short, and that is misplayed by Xavier Edwards. He tried to backhand it on a knee, reaching across his torso, and it kicked up his left arm and back behind him.
See that play right there? This shows you that when there's not a lot of action going on defense, sometimes the defense gets caught off guard. I believe he, let that ball play him right there, knowing that Arcia isn't a fast runner, but he definitely waited back and let the ball play him. But a good start for the Braves here in the bottom of the fifth.
Error charge to Edwards. That'll be swung on a miss by Kelnick. Yeah, how about this? I just looked this up on the weather app. 59 degrees here in Northport. Feels like 53.
Yeah, that's tough. And it feels like, I feel like it feels colder than that, too.
Yeah. Well, one swung on miss. Now, there are listeners out there thinking, I would kill to have 53.
That's true. That's true. I mean, and back home, and just, up in the Atlanta area, it was 44 degrees yesterday during Ace's practice, and with sideways rain, feels like it's 38 degrees. So,
well, 2 to Kelnick. It's fouled on the first base line behind Tom Goodwin down at first base.
One of the kids asked, "Hey, is it snowing?" I'm like, well, it's almost cold enough to snow, but yeah, you're right. We cannot complain about 58 degrees. Feels like 53 here in Florida.
Oh, 2 to Kelnick. Off the end of the bat, foul into the seats down the left field line. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Marlins. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Braves. And both teams have had multiple base runners, but neither team did anything to show for it thus far.
Kelnick swinging the bat, though. He's looking to hit.
Well, 2 on the way from Mazer. Upstairs. Good eye there on the 0-2 pitch. 1-2. Kelnick swinging it from the left side against the righty Mazer. And the 1-2 pitch. In the air to center field. Medium depth center field. Jesus Sanchez camps out underneath it. Got a bead on it. Makes the catch. And 1 away here in the 5th inning. Mentioned this is the second of 4 night games this spring for the Braves. We had a game last Thursday against the Nationals in West Palm. That was a night game. We have tonight's ball game. Got another night game coming up on March 15th against the Twins, which will be a home game here at Cool Today Park. And then the Braves will face the Yankees in Tampa on March the 19th. That'll be a night game as well. Kirk Casale swings and misses.
Yeah, again, those night games, when you start playing those in spring training, again, it feels like you're getting closer to the season. Kind of helps these guys get used to playing later in the day, too.
Well, 1 to Casale. That's outside. Snap throw down to first, back in standing Arcia. And that's really beneficial because everything we do here in Florida and for the teams in Arizona, you're doing it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the season starts, and then boom. It switches to 7 o'clock, and your body clock, it gets turned over on its head.
Yeah, it's hard to switch over like that. So there's a reason why they make the schedule the way that they do, to allow these guys to get accustomed to be able to, sleep in the morning a little bit and get used to getting their day started really in the afternoon.
Right.
Because these games are long and they're late at night.
After Casale took a strike, he's looking at a 1-2 count. No score in the 5th. Now time called, and Liam Hicks, the catcher, will trot out there to visit with his pitcher, Mazer. Yeah, spring training, you don't mind getting up early and getting your workout in so you can have the rest of the day. But it's the complete opposite of that once we get fired up into the regular season.
Yeah, it's a treat for that first night game. It's like, wait, what? I don't have to get up and be out of the house or the apartment before the sun comes up?
Right.
So it's always nice for these guys to enjoy a night game in spring.
1-2, misses low and inside. In your playing career, did you like night games much more than day games, or did it really matter to you?
I mean, it really didn't matter. I mean, honestly, if we're talking about it, I feel like if you're in the big leagues, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
They could have played games at 7 o'clock in the morning. I say that, but I wasn't starting a lot, too.
Right,
I wasn't having to really get ready until 8:30 or 9 o'clock, if that's the case.
2-2 fouled back.
No, I was, there was times, 2018, I got a chance to play more. And my mindset then was, it didn't matter what time it was. It was nice to know that I was probably going to play and get a chance to play a good bit. But for these guys that start and play every day, I'm sure they enjoyed, the shakeup of the schedule with the different times. And but it's really about those guys being able to prepare and get ready.
2-2, a bouncer to the left side. Long way to go for the third baseman, Bryant. He reaches and gloves it, goes to second. They get one there. Then Lopez over to first base, 4-2. That's a nice turn by Lopez with Orlando Arcia bearing down on him at second. That ends the bottom of the fifth. We've played 5. We go to the top of the 6th inning. No score.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited.
If your car's been totaled in a crash, you're entitled to collect what it retails for on the lot. But if insurance companies don't offer what you deserve, we are here to keep them honest. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Spring's in full swing on MLB Network. Turn on the most live spring training games anywhere. Then recap today's news and highlights on MLB Tonight as the best analysts in baseball catch up on the day's news, highlights, and even hear from the players themselves.
I want to win a World Series. I want to do it in Kansas City. And that's what I do every day, play baseball. We're eager to get going.
MLB Tonight, presented by T-Mobile. Coverage continues through opening day.
He had 1 inning the other day, had 1 strikeout, no runs allowed. So Raisel Iglesias takes over on the mound. He's got a brand new battery mate as Chadwick Tromp is the new catcher. The new first baseman is Garrett Cooper. Eli White is in the ball game at second base. Christian Cairo is the shortstop. E.J. Exposito, the third baseman. There's a called strike. Carlos Rodriguez has moved to right field. Connor Capel is in left field. Jake Marisnick in center. Charging at third on the ground ball his way, E.J. Exposito. And he passes the test with flying colors. 5-3 put out as Jonah Bride is retired, 1 down.
And that's what you want as a guy that comes in a game. You want that ball hit to you. Ideally not a rocket at third base. So something like that where it's a nice, easy 2-hop, come in and make a throw. Kind of get the butterflies, out of your stomach a little bit. And just, hey, it's baseball.
There's a grounder foul. 0-1. You get that first one hit to you, and all of a sudden your confidence boosts, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, even in a spring training game, this is still the major leagues. It's, it's still baseball.
Well, 1 in for a strike.
Still the same plays. But again, it's the stage, it's the field, it's everything about it.
Iglesias fires, 0-2 low and outside.
But you want that first ball hit to you, make the play and say, all right, I can breathe, I can do this.
Here's the 1-2 to Matt Mervis. Struck him out, went down and in. Beautiful job by Raisel Iglesias. 2 quick outs. Let me ask you about that. When you talk about wanting the ball hit to you when you first get out there and the butterflies are there, are the butterflies when you come into a ball game, once you're into it, 6-7 innings, are they the same as when you go out there to start a game? Is there a difference in that feeling when you start a game compared to going out there in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning? There's a fly ball to deep right from the bat of Griffin Conine. Ranging back to the warning track is Carlos Rodriguez. That's a very quick top of the 6th inning. I'll let you think about it. I'll let you answer when we come back. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, no score.
A musician with technical knowledge can play all the right notes. But one who cares enough to play from the heart gives music soul. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farah & Farah is to protect you when they don't.
Tampa.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run. And
for the 4th time this spring, he's put together 3 scoreless outings to this point, given up just 1 hit. So he's having a pretty good spring to this point. Behind the plate is Agustin Ramirez. And we'll check to see if we've got some other changes as well. And we'll get to those along the way. Ben and Charlie with you, bottom of the 6th inning, leading it off Connor Capel. First pitch from Bender, in for a called strike. All right, we're talking about coming into a game defensively. And, let's say you come in the 6th inning of a game, and you got the butterflies, and you want to have that first ball hit to you. You pass the test, you feel really good. There's the 0-1 pitch. That swung on and missed. Is it a similar feeling when you start the game? Do those same butterflies exist before the game where you want a ball to be hit to you very quickly in a game?
I think it was more so when I knew I was going to start, there was more butterflies leading up to it before running out. But once you got out there, I felt like I was fine.
Yeah.
But not knowing when you're going to go in, that's a little different feeling.
Capel takes a called third strike, 1 down as Bender strikes him out. Not knowing night in, night out, it'll make you uneasy, I'm sure.
The not knowing, but then you get to a point, I feel like I got to a point where mentally I tried my best to prepare like I was going to start every single game. And if I wasn't starting, then I was going to, do all my work and be ready to go in whenever. And I feel like if you're in that mindset of ready to play any situation, then it kind of eased your feelings a little bit.
E.J. Exposito swings and misses.
I like that E.J. coming in. This is the thing. It's like, even though it's a 6th inning, it's kind of like a pinch hit at bat. Even though he played third, he's swinging the bat from pitch 1.
Thrown in for a called strike. Well, he's got that confidence. He had that ball hit to him to get things going defensively, and he's ready to play.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, if it's later in the game, you only get one at bat, your pinch hit at bat is big. And it's a lot of guys, you know, you don't have that time to get your timing down. So you got to be ready to go on any ball close to the zone.
Well, 2 is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Whether it's a fastball or a hanging slider, it's like if you're ready to hit, you can adjust to those, you know, off-speed pitches that are up in the zone. Even in a spring training game like this, you know, EJ's, I'm sure, working his tail off and ready to hit. And he showed us that he was ready to swing.
1-2 is outside, 2-2.
Especially off a guy that's, you know, new to the game. Bender's kind of got a funky arm action. Not super fluid. And so it's best just to be ready to go.
2-2 fouled back. Bender last year made 59 appearances with the Marlins. This will be his 4th season in the big leagues. 6'4", 205 right-hander. And he is out of Petaluma, California. Ready with his 2-2 pitch. And he cuts it loose to Exposito. A reach and a miss for strike 3. Moves away from Exposito. 2 down here in the inning. And here's Garrett Cooper. Not only have the Braves not scored, they're still looking for their first hit of the game. We're scoreless in the bottom of the 6th. There's been 1 hit this entire game. It was a 1-out single by Liam Hicks in the 2nd inning. Cooper takes a called strike, and that's bizarre to say given all the base runners that both teams have had. Been lots of walks and such.
A lot of walks, but now it's up to these guys in this Braves lineup to try to break up the no-hitter. I mean, even in spring training, no one wants that to happen. But I like our chances with Garrett. Former team. There's always something about that former team card. You know, whether it's spring training or the season, you know these guys. He's obviously worn that uniform for a long time. He was an all-star over there. I'm sure he'd like to get a little revenge here in this at-bat.
Well, 2 to Cooper. Check swing. Marlins thought it was strike 3. They started trying off the field. Clint Bondrix just shakes his head. No, that's ball 1.
Yeah, he didn't budge right there, did he?
Not at all.
The catcher was ready to take it into the dugout. It was a good pitch, but he didn't budge, and he called it a ball.
Ball and 2 strikes. Here it is to Cooper. Fouled off the inside of his foot. 96 on that fastball from Anthony Bender. Braves will have a day game tomorrow against the Twins in Fort Myers. That'll be Reynaldo Lopez and Bailey Ober, our pitching matchup tomorrow at 1:05 Eastern. All right, 1-2, a chase hit a miss by Cooper. And Bender makes quick work of the Braves in the 6th inning as he strikes out the side. Braves still hitless through 6 innings. We go to the 7th, no score.
Our story begins with Jackie going to work. She walks into the elevator thinking,
maybe I'll play my extreme scratcher. I could win up to $2 million.
That's the spirit.
Before you accept an insurance settlement for damage to your car, think about this. An accident stays on your car's history permanently, whether it was repaired or not. And if you try to sell it, a potential buyer can easily look it up and try to offer you less. That's diminished value. That's value you're entitled to. Value we fight for. Put our experience to work for you. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me. When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run.
Been in. No runs, one hit for the Marlins. No runs, no hits for the Braves. Pitch in there, called strike on Myers. That top of the sixth inning composed by Iglesias was a blur, wasn't it?
Yeah, I felt like we were talking. Before you know it, he's running off the field.
Well, one to chase it a miss. He works so quickly.
He does, and that's what's great about a guy like Rysel, who has obviously had a great career, but as a closer, too, he comes in and just works quick, throws a ton of strikes, goes after guys, and he's unafraid to obviously mix it up. But it's awesome to be able to play behind a guy like Rysel.
Here's the 1-2. This low and inside. I mean, think about closers today. Maybe they got a couple of pitches, and that's plenty for them. Iglesias, fastball, changeup is nasty, slider, sinker.
Well, then some guys, closers, are very prominent with their delivery and like take a long time, getting a chance to play with and against Kenley Jansen. I know he played with the Braves for a little bit, but Kenley, is a guy that takes his time and, come in set. Rysel gets the ball and goes.
3-2, just missed low and in, and Dane Myers walks. And here comes Snit. They just wanted Rysel to face one more batter, wanted to sit down and get back up again.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Maybe, I don't know. Is it too early for that? I guess if he's feeling good, it was a quick inning.
Right.
Probably because it was such a quick inning. They needed him to throw more pitches, but being able to sit, like you said, and get back up and get hot again. I mean, he's going to do that during the season as well. There's going to be times where they're going to call on him to finish an inning and come out and close out the night.
He had such a great run last year. And one of the best, maybe the best stretch of his entire career for a couple of months last season.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Tampa.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farah and Farah is to protect you when they don't.
Tampa.
That's happened, and it did happen for him, so I'm very happy for him and his family to be back home finally.
Yeah, happy for him. Of course, happy for the Braves, and excited for what he will bring to that role as the new hitting coach for the Braves. Buck Farmer, righty, 6'4", 235 on the mound out of Conyers. Went to Rockdale County High School in Conyers, Georgia. Went to Georgia Tech. There's a called strike on Agustin Ramirez.
Another homecoming. I read something the other day on Buck. I had a chance to work out with Buck at Georgia Tech 7 or 8, 9 off seasons ago, and for him to be able to sign with the Braves, I think that was huge for him.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, it's always a dream for guys that they play a certain sport in baseball. Right now is like, he probably grew up a Braves fan. He was able to go to Georgia Tech, stay home, and now towards back part of his career, he's able to have a chance to pitch for his hometown team this year.
Well, 2 is in the dirt. That'll be smothered back there by Tromp, and holding at first base, Dane Myers.
You know, it's crazy, too, Ben. It's like, I guess when guys get a little bit older, baseball's kind of changed a little bit. But, you know, Buck had a really good year last year. 3 ERA and 71 innings pitched, 70 strikeouts. And so I think this is a great addition for Atlanta and a great option.
1-2 pitch looked good, but it's called ball 2. No score, top of the 7th. Braves and the Marlins. Bearded right-hander Buck Farmer comes set right at the letters. 2-2 pitch, chop foul.
I like that, Ben. Bearded right-hander Buck Farmer. That sounds really good.
Well, you got a name like that, you got to have a beard, right?
Yeah, you do. I mean, I think he wears it really well, but bearded right-hander Buck Farmer.
Kind of flows, doesn't it?
I think you came up with something right there.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Softly tapped, first base side, knocked down by Cooper. Comes up with it, underhand toss of the bag, not in time. That was right out there between the triangle of first, second, and the mound. And by the time Cooper got to it on the grass and knocked it down, there's really nothing he could do.
Yeah, that was a tough play. It was just it was a cue ball to the right side, almost like a push bunt from a righty. And then when Coop went to catch that ball, he was in between whether he catches it and goes to second or being able to go back to first. Sometimes you try to make the play before the play happens, but there was a lot of spin on that ball. It was a cue ball to him, and he knows it too. A little frustrated. Tough for the pitcher, making a good pitch. But hopefully, talking about it, wanting the ball hit to you again, this is the time where Cooper would love the ball hit to him again to be able to make a play.
He squats over there at first base as they bring out a new pitch comm device for Buck Farmer. See if this one's working. I believe that one will work. He stuffs it into the band of his cap. And he's ready to go again. You're now the bearded broadcaster, Charlie Culberson. How's that sound?
I'll take it. And we both have beards.
It kind of goes in our booth. I mean,
well, I saw your beard, how lined up it is, and looks good. I'm glad I somewhat trimmed up today.
You always look good. J-Chad's got a beard going. What is it called? So we got some outlaw blood over here on radio.
We got to. I'm here for it.
0-1 on Otto Lopez. First and second, no one out, no score. Hard hit ball through the left side. A base hit in the left field. Myers hits the bag at third and holds. Good throw out of left field by Connor Capel. That loads the bases. Only the second hit of the game. It was a fastball center cut, and he was able to barrel it through the left side. So the inning that started with a walk by Iglesias has now seen the bases loaded after back-to-back balls put in play. One a single. They've gone E3 on Cooper on the ball put into play by Ramirez. So a walk, an error, and a single. Bases loaded now. There's a called strike on Heriberto Hernandez.
Even though errors happen, you never want them to happen, but then it's more pitches for this pitcher to keep throwing, and it's always tough. But Buck, I'm sure he's had a pretty long career, and this isn't the first time that this has happened. Even though it's spring training, he's wanting to go out there and throw strikes and get quick outs. But maybe a chance for him to, see what we got out of Buck.
1-1, swung on, missed, 1-2.
And coming out and escaping a bases-loaded jam with no outs, and a way for him to, early on to be able to make pitches. And even though it's a spring training game, it's a high-leverage situation. I mean, it's runners on.
1-2. Breaking ball misses inside. You hate it. You don't like the air under any circumstances, but at the same time, this situation is easily one he could be faced with in the regular season. How do you respond? This is a good way to prepare yourself for such a situation.
Yeah, again, he's been here before, and here early on in March, he's here again.
2-2 pitch misses high, 3-2. So They have got Myers at third, Ramirez at second, Lopez at first, no one out. And Buck Farmer hoping for a good pitch right here. The 3-2. Swung on, missed. He's able to fan Edilberto Hernandez. And one down here in the 7th inning.
Some confidence right there. 3-2, bases loaded. Going with the breaking ball pitch. A little slider. Again, doesn't have to be in the dirt. Just throwing strikes, attacking hitters, and allowing the hitters to expand and get big. So now maybe a ground ball double play here? What do you say?
That'd be nice. Edwards not an easy one to double up. But he hits the ball hard somewhere. You could get things going. Braves have turned one double play in the game. That was in the 4th inning. Edwards is 0 for 3, a strikeout, and 2 groundouts. 1 to second, 1 to third. Farmer goes to work. First pitch, a called strike. Fastball over the outside corner against the left-handed hitter. The 0-1 line fouled on the left field line. And a good job getting way ahead of Edwards 0-2. After Edwards, it's Sanchez as the Marlins are towards the top of their order.
It's crazy how long baseball went without nets above dugouts for fans.
I agree.
So glad they made that change.
The 0-2. High and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world now.
I mean, every time as a player, the ball's hit to the stands, everyone's like cringing and ducking and just hoping that everyone's okay.
Farmer's 1-2. Not a bad idea. Went up and away with a fastball. Couldn't get him to chase. So the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch right here. Marlins have him loaded. No score. Top of the 7th. 1 out. Righty on the mound. Lefty at the plate. 2-2 pitch. Got him looking for strike 3. I mean, just stunned him with a breaking ball at the bottom of the zone. Edwards goes down looking. 2 down, and it's up to Sanchez. Well, he gave up on that pitch, didn't he?
That's a great pitch. And, you know, Buck, he's another guy, kind of throws unorthodox a little bit. He kind of flies out a little bit. His shoulder kind of drags, arm drags, and then before you know it, that ball's out front and definitely froze him.
Sanchez takes the ball outside. Buck Farmer trying to defuse a bomb here in the top of the 7th. They came in bases loaded and nobody out. It's been back-to-back strikeouts. 1-0 pitch sent foul. Just about hit the runner at third, Myers. That whizzed right behind him.
Yeah, this is another time for Buck. This isn't his first spring training, not his first big league outing. But again, first night game, I'm assuming, for spring training. And, you know, maybe he needed some extra juices flowing to kind of get him in that somewhat midseason mindset of performing.
1-1, a fly ball out towards left field. Capel drifting back. He's under it. Makes a late adjustment back to his left and makes the catch. And a great job by Buck Farmer. After an error and a base hit, they were loaded with no one out, and he goes strikeout, fly out, and is safely back into the dugout. We head to the bottom of the 7th, no score.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity,
we engineered Xfinity Internet with...
Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farah & Farah is to protect you when they don't.
Tampa.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
To make a difference. Learn more at georgiapower.com/myenergy.
Still scoreless into the bottom of the seventh. Lots of changes for the Marlins. Calvin Fauché is on the mound. Tall, lean right-hander, 6'1", 190 out of UC Irvine, I should say. He's out there for the fourth time this spring. So Fauché is the 5th pitcher used by Clayton McCullough. New infield. Outside of the catcher, there's still Augustin Ramirez behind the plate. They have Nathan Martorella at first base. Ronnie Simon is the second baseman. Jack Winkler is the shortstop. Jacob Berry is at third base. There's a ball outside to Stephen Paulini. You got all that?
That's a lot. I'm trying to write everybody down.
Tell me, I got smoke coming off my pen.
I'm trying to write everybody down. This is tough.
There's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Paulini. Softly tapped past the mound, charging at second. Now Simon has it, throws to first in time. That's a nice play.
Yeah, that was a really good play. Talking about getting the first ball hit to you, and then you come in and barehand it. Yeah, that was a great play.
Comes Eli White. We were talking about him earlier tonight.
Even Paulini coming in there, first at bat. You want that hit. If the second baseman, Simon, misses that ball, it's a base hit. He's 1 for 1.
Check swing, Eli went 0-1.
Yeah, Eli White, I love watching Eli White play. I love his versatility. I believe the Atlanta Braves do as well. He can just do so much for this team in so many different ways.
0-1 on the inside corner. I think of all the things that a guy like him could bring to the table, and there's just value across the board, be it pinch running and stealing a base, playing outfield, playing infield, hitting. Lots of different things he could be used to do. Pitch low and outside. And at the same time, you think about where you are in your outfield to start the season. Ronald Acuna won't be ready. You need solid options for the outfield. And Eli can do that as well as anybody.
Yeah, I mean, he's a lead in the outfield. He's a lead on the bases. I mean, he just does so many things so well. He's just such a great asset to this team.
1-2. Good eye. Takes the ball outside. 2-2.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Eli and what lies ahead for him. Now a father to two children. We love him and his family, and I always pull for Eli.
2-2. Check swing. Just missed the outside corner. Count runs to 3-2.
Eli's one of those guys, very stoic. Doesn't show a lot of emotion. He's very stoic, and I appreciate that. He's here to work, and I'm just happy to watch him play.
3-2. Bounce fouled on the third base line, right by Braves third base coach Matt Tuiasosopo. Also a brand new outfield for the Marlins. They have Troy Johnston in right field, Andrew Pinter in center field, and Mark Coley in right field. So they have changed out everyone from an inning ago. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And a high fly ball, traveling well, deep right center field. Johnson going to go back at the wall. That is off of the wall. They're going to say it got out of here. That hit right above the wall. Eli goes sliding into third, and as he pops up, he realizes it's a home run. It's 1-0 Braves as Eli White hit one just over the right field wall and hit part of the Braves bullpen, shot back out onto the field. But he makes it 1-0 Atlanta, showing all that power to right center. What a swing.
That's how you break up the no-hitter.
That's right.
That's how you do it. What an at-bat. What an at-bat. I think he was down 0-2, working back to full count. Stays on that slider up and away, and finally somebody used that wind to right field, but he hit that ball very well.
Jake Marisnik takes the ball low. Yeah, hit one of those metal beams out there in the Braves bullpen, came back, hit off the top of the wall, and then back out onto the field of play.
Dad strength.
There's a ball low. Funny thing is, backing up your point about how much he hustles, he was flying around the base paths. He didn't know that it had gotten out and went sliding into third base.
He was on third before anybody knew it.
Marisnik takes a ball outside.
Run until they stop you, that's for sure. And Eli can run. No, that was great. That right there is such a good at bat, too, to come in. He knows that he's coming in late in the game today. Spring training, the starters are out there for 4, 5, 6 innings or whatever it may be. During the season, you don't know, but he knew that he was coming in, but not knowing who he was going to face. So that was just a wonderful at bat.
3-0 hit a mile high on the infield. Under it, Ronnie Simon at second base. And this finally comes down into his glove and 2 down. If that pop fly had been hit for a day game, I don't know that they could have found it.
Hey, that was, 3-0. I had a former manager of mine, Glenn Allen Hill in AAA, told me before. He said, if you get to 3-0, that's the best count that you can get to as a hitter. You better be swinging if it's a strike. I like the aggressiveness.
Ground ball out to short. Charging now Winkler. He's got it. Throws over to first. Close play. But they're able to get Christian Cairo. That ends the bottom of the 7th. But we are scoreless no more as Eli White bangs one over the right center field wall. We go to the top of the 8th. 1-0 Braves.
We're Saia LTL Freight, the exclusive LTL Freight and logistics partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Before you accept an insurance settlement for damage to your car, think about this. An accident stays on your car's history permanently, whether it was repaired or not. And if you try to sell it, a potential buyer can easily look it up and try to offer you less. That's diminished value. That's value you're entitled to. Value we fight for. Put our experience to work for you. Farah and Farah.
Tampa. If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
The home of the Braves, the Fan.
Ronnie Simon to lead it off here in the top of the 8th for the Marlins. There's a called strike on Simon. Simon took over at second last inning. And his first trip to the plate, and it's still Buck Farmer on the mound for the Braves. Farmer pushes him off the dish with a breaking ball in the dirt. Alongside Charlie Culberson, Ben Ingram here with you. Spring training game number 12 for the Braves. 17 to be played after tonight. Had one rain out earlier in spring, so we won't get to 30 like the schedule had us for. 1-1 fouled off.
Wait, they're not going to make that game up?
The day-night doubleheader?
The beauty of spring training. All right, rained out. Okay, just mark that off the list.
Yep, one day closer.
That's right.
Here's the 1-2 to Simon. Punched out to first. That'll be played nicely by Garrett Cooper. And he steps on the bag for the unassisted putout. That was an easy hop to play there. It was kind of tricky. Kind of cuffed him there.
Another tricky one for Cooper, but hey, no one on base. He played back just enough, obviously, with the lefty lefty hitting and was able to see that ball in and take a breath, catch the ball, step on first. There we go.
Here comes Snit. That'll be it for Farmer. It's good to see him go out there to face one more batter. He got the Braves through a tough jam in the 7th. You look back on that 7th inning, Marlins had the bases loaded, no one out. And they couldn't score. Meanwhile, the Braves got one run in the bottom of the 7th with a home run by Eli White and lead 1-0.
The bearded right-hander Buck Farmer.
Yeah, man.
Escaped the jam and then back out there for an out. It really is good for a lot of these guys to be able to do that, to be able to, I know they're on pitch counts too. They want them to get so many.
Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farah & Farah is to protect you when they don't.
Tampa.
Imagine home. The smell of coffee, the sound of a lawnmower, the sun's warmth on your face. Free to be yourself. Surrounded by love that helps you grow. This is a place to call home. That's an American dream we all deserve. But in 50% of U.S. states, you could legally be denied housing if you are LGBTQ+. Get the facts and hear real stories at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No.
Spring training to get ready for a season. They're kind of on their own program, aren't they?
Oh, no doubt. Obviously there's a certain game plan for each person. Yeah, but like you said, a guy like Rysel and even a Buck Farmer who's been pitching for a long time, like these guys know what they have to do. You almost sit back a little bit and let them do their thing.
First pitch from Pilar, hit in the air towards left field off the bat of Troy Johnston, slicing towards foul ground. Sliding attempt out in left field and foul ground by Capel. Can't get there. He ran a mile just to get to foul ground and be in the neighborhood. That's impressive hustle out of Capel. Went into a feet-first slide and foul ground. That was just out of his reach.
A little bit more wind to blow that ball his way, but yeah, he did run a long way and a good effort for that ball close to the wall.
Anderson Pilar, Rule 5 selection of the Braves. 0-1 pitch. Strike. 0-2. Pilar just turned 27 4 days ago. 6'2", 210 from the Dominican Republic, right-hander. And the 0-2 got him swinging. Breaking ball there by Pilar to strike out Johnston. And 2 away here in the 8th.
That was such a really good pitch. Being able to watch pitchers and watch pitchers like finish pitches, it's the ones that really finish them well and like really get through a pitch that sells it. Like we talked about early on in the game, it's the guys that can sell every pitch.
Andrew Pintar takes a called strike.
Not trying to just feel for a pitch. 1 and 2 right there. You want to throw it, and they tell you to in your mind and your thought is like, I got to rip this pitch out front. And it looked like on his follow through was a heater.
Well, one swung on, missed.
And so as a hitter, that's really tough to be able to, separate a fastball and an off-speed pitch is if a guy's like with that same intensity throwing those off-speed pitches, it's really hard. But some guys, if they feel for it, you can kind of see them kind of curl that hand or that arm before they make the pitch.
Well, 2 is outside. It's just great deception to be able to mix that up like that.
Yeah, it really is. And the ones that are the best are the ones that are the most deceptive too. There's a reason why they can separate themselves out, but everything typically looks the same out of the hand.
1-2 to Pintar. Outside, 2-2. Braves 1, Marlins nothing. 2 down, top of the 8th, base is empty. And a 2-2 count on Andrew Pintar. 2-2. And Pilar strikes out Pintar. Up and in with a fastball, and that ends the top of the 8th inning. Marlins go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Braves.
Hey, Braves fans. Spring and warm weather are officially here, and you know what that means. Bugs, termites, mosquitoes, ants, and roaches will be out in full force. Luckily, you can trust the pros at Arrow Exterminators to keep your home pest-free inside and out. Arrow Exterminators protects homes and...
Life doesn't stop after you've been involved in a car accident. You've got things to do and places to be. If your car is damaged, call Farah and Farah anytime, 7 days a week. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
oh, it's on...
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Deep over the right field wall to make it 1-0. New pitcher for the Marlins, under Jesus Tinoco. And there's a pretty historic asterisk when it comes to his resume, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I had a chance to play with Jesus with the Texas Rangers, and we had a doubleheader, games 160 and 161 against the Yankees. And he was the guy who was pitching when Aaron Judge hit his 62nd home run.
Rodriguez, it's one out towards left field, heading towards it. Coley angling towards the line, can't get there. Plays on a hop, comes up, throws to second base. Big turn and hitting the brakes now, Rodriguez. And a leadoff single for the Braves. They put a plaque in the Rangers Stadium for that home run, I believe.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy with all the commotion that happened with that ball. Obviously, everyone wants to get the big home run ball, but no, Jesus, he was a really good person, really nice guy. You know, it's just one of those moments. Hey, you're facing the American League MVP.
Yeah. Chadwick Tromp takes called strike.
And I mean, if you have to give up a home run, an historic home run to somebody, and Aaron Judge, like, that's okay to do. And he comes back and he had a 2 ERA last year for Miami. So,
well, 1 to Tromp is inside, 1-1.
That's what happens. Some of the best pitchers, you know, give up big milestone home runs. And that was one of the biggest ones for sure.
Here's the 1-1 to Chadwick Tromp from Jesus Tinoco. Big swing and a miss by Tromp. It's always good to visit with Chadwick Tromp, isn't it? He's always got a smile on his face.
Oh, he's so awesome. He's big smile. He's always in a good mood, but he's always here to work.
1-2 fouled off.
To see a guy that loves coming to the park to work, and he did that every day, and I had a chance to play with him in AAA in Gwinnett, and his attitude was amazing. He really wanted to get better. He wanted to help the pitchers out as much as he could. That was a huge focus of his.
1-2 pulled foul. Hot shot right out of the bag at third.
And he would hit a lot of big home runs too. He's got a lot of pop. Not the biggest guy either, and so he's definitely grinded his way in his career. But it's always good to see good things happen to good guys like Chadwick. I think he's a valuable piece to a Braves organization.
Sure is. And that value only increases with the recent injury to Sean Murphy.
No, that's right. And it's a guy that's kind of been a journeyman, and He steps up when he needs to, but being a catcher and a backup catcher in the big leagues, that's a tough thing to do, but he's a guy that wants to take on that role.
Trop swings and misses at strike 3. Slider down, one down here in the 8th inning. That'll bring Connor Capel up to the plate. One run, 2 hits, and an error for the Braves. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Marlins. Golf over to first base, and back in with a dive, Rodriguez. Braves had an off day yesterday, and the day before played to a 0-0 tie with the Twins. And today leading 1-0. So pitching has been very good here lately, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's really tough.
Capel hits one in the air to right field. Coming in Johnston, and a sliding catch made out in right field.
Nice play.
Kind of a lunge with one leg and a slide with the other leg. Still made the catch.
Yeah, as a hitter right there, Capel's, backing for that ball to fall. I think he caught it a little bit towards the end of the bat. A softer, low liner, but Johnson in right field had a pretty good beat on it. But yeah, as a hitter, you need that ball to fall. That's probably your second and last at bat of the game, and for him to get a hit, that would have been nice. But a good swing, better play.
Golf over to first, and back in with the dive, Rodriguez. Tonight's attendance, 5,889. On a chilly, windy night in Northport, Florida, 58 degrees. Exposito takes a called strike. Wind has died down a little bit. I mean, it's still blowing, but it was pretty fierce first 2-3 innings of the game.
You can see the steam off of over the food section down in left field. It's moving pretty good, but we don't feel it as much up here, do we, Ben?
I don't mind being here in the booth for a windy night. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Exposito. 0-2. Well, this is your first game on Braves radio. I know you've had a good time tonight. It's been a lot of fun to have you up here with us.
Well, I appreciate you having me, and hopefully you guys allow me to come back.
Oh, you're going to be back for sure. We're not going to let you get away. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Exposito. That'll miss low. Got the ball game tomorrow. We'll be going down to Fort Myers with us. We'll see the Braves and the Twins tomorrow.
Yeah, so you got me for at least 2. I know I got a couple at the end, but
right.
I'm here, so hopefully I can tag along for one more, but I've definitely enjoyed my time up with you guys here in the booth, and this is a blast.
1-2, Exposito swings and misses, and that's that for the Braves in the 8th. And we'll head to the 9th. Braves 3 outs away from victory, leading 1-0 over the Twins.
With us today, a developer from SeatGeek. Quick question. My son's wedding clashes with the baseball game. Do you have an innovation to make him reschedule?
If your car's been totaled in a crash, you're entitled to collect what it retails for on the lot. But if insurance companies don't offer what you deserve, we are here to keep them honest. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English, and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
And Charlie, looking at his numbers from 2023 just tells you when he's right, he can be dominant, can he?
I mean, 29 innings, 21 hits, 11 walks, and 44 strikeouts. He has 77 strikeouts in his career in 48 and 2/3. So here's a guy who is healthy, and if he can be healthy for the Braves, man, what a great option that he can be for them.
Nathan Martorella takes first pitch strike.
You don't see too many big guys like that and lefties, on the mound. So just another option that Snicker would love to have this year.
Well, one just misses, 1-1. I mean, he's the guy you want first off the bus, isn't he?
Yeah, you want him walking in front of you, protecting you. Imagine getting into like the hot and cold tubs with this guy.
1-1, big chopper out to short, taken on the second hop out there by Caro, and he sends it over to first base in time of the out. Christian Cairo making a nice play to his left and one down.
But then you talk with him, and he's so nice, super friendly, and very soft-spoken. It's like sometimes you're intimidated, even though he's a teammate or, obviously he's a left-handed pitcher, but so big, but maybe just a gentle giant. But hopefully fierce on the mound for the Braves this season.
Yeah, that'd be great. Agustin Ramirez chases high heat, missed every stitch of that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Braves 1, Marlins 0, 1 out, top of the ninth. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A rocket to deep left field, back to the berm. We are tied here in the ninth. Agustin Ramirez just belted one over the left field wall. Now the Marlins have their first run of the night, as it's now 1 apiece here in the ninth inning. It came off his bat at 113 miles an hour.
Yeah, that was loud through the headphones. He was all over that fastball. He did not miss that one. Power versus power.
Belt-tie fastball. That was caught by a fan out there on the berm. He was just sitting out there with his legs crossed. Went right to him. So now Jacob Berry to the plate. Berry takes a ball outside. Ends the streak of consecutive scoreless innings put up by the Braves. They had a pretty good little streak in that regard. 1-0 pitch in for a called strike. That's 17 1/3 scoreless in the last 2 ball games prior to that home run. 1-1 on Jacob Berry. Berry sends one flying foul. The bat goes flying out of his hands, and it's the screen over by the Marlins dugout. Went into the dugout.
Well, that's where the net comes into play. It saves a fan from getting hit, but I think it ricocheted off and hit a couple of coaches on the way down.
Well, that helicoptered all the way over there. Goodness. Yeah, it caught the knob caught one of the coaches in the back of the hat.
I think he tried to catch it, but
he tried to make a play.
There's a reason why he missed it. There's a reason why he's coaching now, I'm guessing. Luckily, he's okay. And I guess they can laugh about it now. I think that's Clayton McCullough over there just looking at him, smiling.
1-2 on Berry. Outside 2-2. Braves in the ninth will have Cooper, Paulini, and White due up. And we're tied at 1 in the top of the ninth inning. Two to Berry. A little bit low and outside. So both teams have a solo home run. Eli White in the 7th for the Braves, and Agustin Ramirez in the 9th for the Marlins. 3-2, in the air to shallow center. Marisnik sprinting in, going out White, and Eli White secures it in shallow center.
White's all over the field. Put him in the outfield, he'll catch it. Put him at second, he'll catch that one as well.
Now, you know it'd be something.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say. Allow Eli White to come up in the bottom of the ninth and hit a walk-off home run.
Exactly. He's due up third in the bottom of the ninth. Jack Winkler takes a ball in the dirt.
Let's just talk into existence. How about we, Ben?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it'd be great to look back on a box score that shows Eli White 2, the Marlins 1.
Even though Eli wants to save those for the season, it's always good to have great at-bats during spring training.
Check swing. He committed. And a 1-1 count on Jack Winkler.
Especially when you're one of the guys, I guess, fighting for one of those bench utility spots. He needs to come out here and perform and show them that he's healthy and ready to play and do whatever he can for this team. So a couple home runs can't hurt him.
Yeah, getting hot at spring training is not a bad thing.
No, and, you know, we've talked about it earlier in the game. Some of these guys are, you know, the starters are just getting ready for the season. They still want to perform and do well. But for these utility guys, these bench guys fighting for a spot, they need to do well.
2-1 high and outside, 3-1.
So mentally, Eli's in a kind of, I would assume, mid-season form in a sense of trying to be at, you know, top shape.
3-1 pitch and a fly ball to center. Jake Marisnik in and to his left. Hits the brakes, makes the catch, and there's out number 3. But the Marlins keep their hopes alive. They get a home run from Agustin Ramirez. And as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning, it's a 1-1 game.
Good call. They're great in baseball games, and they're even better when you need a law firm. If you've been in an auto accident and need legal representation, do yourself a favor and get the best call there is.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Tampa.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association.
Bring the heat.
1-1, Braves and Marlins into the bottom of the 9th inning. And the new pitcher for the Marlins, right-hander Will Kempner. Braves saw him last week in the ball game at Jupiter against the Marlins. And he went 2/3 of an inning scoreless. This guy, a former third-round pick of the Giants out of Gonzaga. He's yet to make the big leagues. He spent last season in A-ball and Double-A. And now Will Kempner will face Cooper, Paulini, and White. And 1 run will win it for the Braves. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for the Braves. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for the Marlins. And both teams have a solo homer in this game. Eli White for the Braves and Agustin Ramirez for the Marlins. All right, here we go in the 9th. Cooper takes a ball inside. I think it's only fitting for Charlie Culberson's first game of the booth with us. We get a walk-off homer.
Makes sense. That would be nice. Then they'd have to bring me back.
Garrett Cooper takes a ball outside.
It also could be fitting for Garrett Cooper to hit a walk-off home run against his former team.
Would.
Get it done early in the 9th.
You know a thing or two about some walk-off homers now.
That's what happens when you close your eyes and swing the bat.
There's a called strike, 2-1.
Right place in the right time, Ben. Those were a lot of fun. It's kind of crazy. Walt Weiss joked with me one time after I hit a couple that weren't walk-offs. He's like, you're hurting your walk-off percentage.
2-1 just misses.
Good take right there by Coop.
Do you know how many career homers you hit off the top of your head?
I do. It's not that many.
And what percentage are walk-off homers of those homers? Here's a 3-1 pitch. That swung on, missed.
So I have 30 career home runs. Some guys have more in a season, but I had 4 walk-off home runs.
Okay.
But in my first 8 home runs, 4 were walk-offs. So the next 22, we're not. But I needed to hit those.
Yeah. 3-2 misses high. And Cooper takes ball 4.
They get a bat here in the ninth.
So the winning run's at first base. And now Stephen Paulini coming up to the plate. 4 of your first 8 walk-off homers.
4 of my first 8. Yeah,
well, look, you just said that there's some guys that hit more than 30 in a season. Some guys hit more in a season you get in your career. There are a lot of guys who have never hit that many walk-off homers in their entire career, and you got 4 of them.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky. Pretty lucky. It was kind of cool. There was a stat one time, I think it pulled up Harmon Killebrew. I think Harmon had 521 career home runs and only 4 walk-offs. And so Ace, my son, jokes with me about it. He's like, that means you're as good as Harmon, right? I'm like, maybe not, but still pretty cool.
Ball and no strikes. There's a called strike. This is Chandler Siegel pinch hitting for the DH spot. Originally held by Marcell Ozuna, then Stephen Paulini got an at-bat. And now Chandler Siegel.
A tough pinch hit at bat right here. This guy's, he's throwing it good. Funky arm angle.
1-1 in for a strike.
But hey, a good chance for Chandler to come up here and show the coaches what he could do in the 9th inning. And hey, he probably enjoyed getting that call to say, hey, you're backing up the game tonight. It's always a lot of fun for these guys.
Here's the 1-2 to Siegel. Big swing and a miss. Challenged him up with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And 1 down here in the 9th inning. All right, you said you wanted to speak something into existence. This is it. Here's Eli White. Now, Eli hit a home run for the Braves in the 7th. And the reason we got to talking about walk-off homers was because we thought we wanted to speak this into existence. Seeing him hit a walk-off homer in the 9th inning of this game. And he's got his shot right here. First pitch to Eli White. Strike. Fastball 94.
He's done it once. Might as well do it again.
Went deep in the 7th off of Fauché. 0-1 to White. Off the plate. Count even at 1.
Here's a guy right here in Kempner. You know, he's running up there close to 98 miles an hour. Kind of funky, little arm side run with a big sweeping slider. This is the guy that you want to get him up and out over the plate and stay under that fastball. And same approach going to right center. If you catch it early, you catch it out front, great. But the slider that starts middle is going to end up way off the plate. So as a hitter, you want that slider to actually start at you or behind you for that to be the one to go on.
1-1 misses high. The homer that Eli White hit in the 7th inning went over the right center field wall. Tremendous power to send one out there tonight, especially for a right-handed hitter. Waiting on the 2-1 pitch. Kempner throws over to first base, and it looked like it hit Cooper and bounces away, but not far enough for him to take off for second base.
Stolen base threat over there at first. Keeping him honest.
Like it hit him somewhere. No, it hit the foot of the first baseman.
It did. Saved by the foot.
If Martorella doesn't have that hit his foot, that goes forcefully over by the sidewall. The 2-1. All the way to the backstop. And Cooper down to second. Fortunately, Eli White got out of the way as that whizzed right in front of his mouth.
Unintentional, but those are never fun. Getting a ball coming up and in like that. There's really nowhere to go, but luckily Eli's pretty quick. Yeah, sometimes, picking over, guys do that to find the release point. Maybe that's what he was doing, but it didn't work out for him there.
3-1 pitch. White swings and misses.
And go figure. You get a fastball that runs up and in, gets away from the pitcher. And just talking about it, he doesn't really have that release point. So he wants to throw a slider to get back on it.
See where he goes here on 3-2. Here it comes. Got him looking for strike 3. Went fastball low and away. Eli thought it was a little bit too far outside. So back-to-back strikeouts from Kempner.
Yeah, but that's a tough at bat. And kind of balls all over the place, not really consistent. That's where the pitcher's, I guess, somewhat effectively wild. Fastball up and in, slider, good slider, and then a good fastball to freeze you at the knees.
Jake Marisnick climbs in. First pitch he sees, misses inside. Got a runner at second, 2 down, bottom of the 9th inning. And a base hit can win the game for the Braves. Tied at 1 in the bottom of the 9th. Right-hander Kempner checks Cooper at second. 1-0 to the plate. And Marisnick takes a called strike. They just frisbeed over the inner third of the plate.
Yeah, another guy in Marisnick, kind of a lot like Eli White, even though he's an outfielder. Super fast, very, very elite defender. Another good option for the Braves if they need him.
Ball and a strike to Marisnick. Here it comes. High outside, 2-1. After Marisnick, it would be Cairo. And Cooper down at second can take off on contact. Righty-righty matchup. Kempner and Marisnick. Kempner deals. And Marisnick takes a ball inside. Got some good hitters counts here in the 9th inning. But it's going to walk, strikeout. Also a wild pitch mixed in there as well. See if Marisnick gets something he can pull the trigger on right here. 3-1, fastball, called strike.
It's always tough you see guys will take those fastballs down the middle, even in a hitter's count. It's tough when a guy is somewhat all over the place and funky and throws hard to be able to pull that trigger and stay ready to hit.
And time called right as Kempner was about to deal. Well, if Marisnick can come through, this ball game would end in a 1-1 tie. So he can't lose, but a chance to win it right here. Cooper takes his lead at second. And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, miss for strike 3. Went away with a slider. And the Braves leave Cooper stranded at second. And for the 3rd time this spring, the Braves will finish a ball game in a tie. For the Braves in the 9th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Final score, Marlins 1, Braves 1, as we finish in a tie tonight. Back with the totals after this.
Remember the good old days when baseball in Atlanta was an adventure? Give yourself 48 hours to relive that magic at the Omni Atlanta Hotel at Centennial Park in downtown Atlanta. Walk to iconic spots like the College Football Hall of Fame, and with new developments like Centennial Yards and the Center on the Rise, you'll feel the spirit of Atlanta's past and present. With spacious, newly renovated rooms, Omni Atlanta is where past memories meet new adventures. Book your stay today at omnihotels.com/Atlanta, because some things are too good not to relive.
With us today, a developer from SeatGeek. Quick question. My son's wedding clashes with the baseball game. Do you have an innovation to make him reschedule the wedding?
No, but you can sell your tickets on SeatGeek.
Interesting. What about selling a wedding invitation? I'm joking. Maybe.
Expect the expected. SeatGeek. Buy and sell Atlanta Braves tickets on SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Atlanta Braves.
Everything changes with the passage of time.